my wife brought it to my attention. There was a job advertisement she highlighted to me, and actually I didn't know much about a company at all. I mean, honestly, literally nothing about Live Jasmine, nothing about Byborg at that point. So I was pretty blind. I came to the interview. It really got me interested after hearing a couple of things about this, because I sort of went in blind and came out with open eyes. So it was pretty great experience from the very first start, actually. So simple as that. It happened around, I don't know, like over 7 years ago. So it's a pretty long time now.
What position did you initially apply for?
It was basic customer service representative position. I had a pretty strong customer service background, so it was a pretty easy choice for me to go towards the direction at that point. So yeah, I started at customer service.
And what has your position grown into now, 7 years later?
There is some story. There have been a couple of stages, a couple of ladders that you had to climb. So I started, as I mentioned, actually it was called model support at the time. This customer service department where I started. So we were basically focusing on supporting the models and the studios, so who we call internally our partners in general. So I climbed up the ladder within that department. You know, there are more senior positions within the department. Also, thanks to my previous like team manager experience, I got a position within the department as a team manager as well, as a sort of team leader. I started to grow myself within that department initially. Then there was an opening, actually, because within the company, we've decided that we should really focus more on engaging and helping with the onboarding of new models, new studios. It's, you know, it's very essential, it's very crucial that we keep them on the platform, and actually we provide the best experience for them to accelerate their growth, to accelerate their satisfaction from the very beginning. So the company created a new department. This was a brand new department at the time. It was called the Model Development Department, and they were looking for a leader of the department. I immediately took the opportunity to apply, and luckily I was selected for the position to fulfill all the responsibilities that comes with that position. So from scratches, basically, I've started to build up a team around the model development team, because as I've mentioned, this was a completely new thing. So there were no team behind, there were nobody, basically me. Build up a team of 10, 15, then 20 people in total. I think that was around the maximum that we have built. And then from that point, after a couple of years later, I took over the management of the customer service department as well. So there were like two sort of separate teams under my supervision, but basically they were very much interconnected in general, because they were both dealing with our partners, with our studios and models, just approaching them from a different perspective. So while one was, and actually is still, more of a reactive customer service department, dealing with compliance, dealing with inquiries and general information sharing, you know, and issue handling. The other, which is the model development department, is more of a proactive and more of a supporting department, which is not only responsible, you know, for reacting to certain things like, hey, I have an issue, can you fix it to me, but more like identifying the issue before the partner identifies it, that providing proactively solutions, how they can tackle this, how they can prevent this or that from happening, and how they can grow and become successful with Live Jasmine. Yeah, I think it was around 1 or 2 years ago when I was selected and actually took over the whole shared service center. So currently, to answer your question, currently I am the head of Byborg SSC, which is short for Shared Service Center, which is a pretty big entity within Byborg Enterprises, a little bit over 300 people, distributed among several departments within the organization who I'm overseeing.
If you were to put into one word the main focus of your job, what would it be?
Well, this is not one word, but two, but obviously, yeah, this is customer satisfaction or excellent customer experience. flawless customer experience, or whatever you can describe it. But yeah, obviously it is mainly around customer satisfaction and customer experience. And when I mean customer, I don't only mean the members, obviously, but also the partners of ours. So let's just put them into one bucket and call them our customers in general. But also within Byborg SSC, we have a very strong side within compliance and fraud prevention and risk management part as well. So this is a very essential part of Byborg SSC as well, as a shared service center, and we have a huge team dealing with these tasks and duties on a daily basis as well. So yeah, this is where it becomes difficult to put it in one word, because it's not only around the customers, but obviously, yeah, you can interpret everything that whatever we do basically is somehow affecting the customer. So basically, if we do our job better, probably directly or indirectly, they are going to be more satisfied. So yeah, let's say customer satisfaction in general.
You've used a few words that I think are really poignant and powerful in the Byborg ethos, like flawless customer service, exceptional customer service. I think in general, but tell me more about your thoughts around this. Byborg strives for excellence. There's almost an unspoken and spoken rule towards excellence. When did you first notice that? And has that been your experience of the company?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I think I noticed it from the very beginning, I believe, though I don't recall anything specific, which just kicked into me like, oh, hey, Byborg strives to excellence. But in general, whatever we do or whatever we've done at any point, it was always, this very special, very unique, and very sort of premium, where our goal was always, excellence in general.
Another thing you said, which I think is really important, is that at the very start of our call, you said internally, we refer to studios and models as our partners.
Yeah.
Talk to me more about that.
Well, in general, this is one of the things that I'm pretty proud of within Byborg and with Byborg and with the company in general, that we truly care about partnerships. We have very, very strong and long partnerships with several models and studios that are working for us either for a short or very long period of time. It doesn't really matter for us. Because when you start to build a bond with these partners and they as well start to see the success, we just immediately connect somehow. And I am very, very happy to say that we work with the majority of our partners who share the same hungriness for success as we do, which is a very motivational thing to see, and it makes the job easier, because it's always easier to work with people who share the same mindset, who share the same hungriness for success in general. We try to nourish it, day by day, to make sure that everything goes smooth and they are satisfied, and we try to have them in whatever way we can. And obviously, this includes several participations, for instance, in industry events, when we can, not only keep this very professional, very business-like acumen and business-like partnership that we do on a day-to-day basis, but also, get to know each other a little bit more personally, because it helps a lot to understand, their expectations, their pain points, their issues in general. So it's easier for me, especially, as head of the customer service team, to make sure that to understand, what they're expecting from us and how we can improve on our side to provide a better and more flawless customer experience to them. So it helps a lot. It helps a lot.
That's incredible. I'm curious, when I hear you talk about everything that you do and that you're part of, I can feel how much you enjoy it. It seems like it's fun for you.
Yeah, it's I mean, working at Byborg pretty much is all about challenges, all about the ever-changing environment. But this is pretty much which is helping me stay motivated in general. So whenever I see that we are not afraid to change, we are not afraid to make changes, and sometimes that is even leaving everything behind and taking a 180 degrees turn, completely going to the different direction. But if that's something which makes us better, which helps the partners, which helps the customers, which helps the members, and our community in general to evolve and take it to the next level, then I am very happy to say that at Byborg I always experience that we are never afraid to change, which is pretty much motivational for me, and obviously keeping me challenged all the time. So this is, for instance, very much what I enjoy at my job, that there are always challenges every day. Maybe every day there's a new challenge, but if you look close to this and actually approach them with an open mindset, then nothing is impossible. This is one of our motto as well, is that be the impossible in general. But the point is that these challenges, keeping us, I think, up front.
Absolutely. After, is it 20, 21 years?
Yeah, around that, a little bit more than 20. Yeah.
What would you say, if you can narrow it down, what is your favorite aspect of your job? I'm sure you enjoy many different parts, but that one part that you just enjoy the most or have the most fun with?
This is a good question. Very good question. Well, I think basically what gives me the most of the satisfaction is when we can celebrate the success of our partners together, and we see how much they enjoy it. And I really hope that they know how much we appreciate them. We really try to do everything in our power to make sure that they feel it all the time. But whenever we have these gatherings or events or whatever personal touch we can provide to them, and we can make sure that they really experience this care that we share towards them is truly special in my eye. And I'm just trying to look at the big picture at those scenarios, take a step back and look at everyone, and seeing them happy and seeing them successful. And I know that we reached the success together with Jasmine and with the partners. So this goes hand in hand, and this is something that I truly enjoy seeing from a distance in general. So this just gives me the satisfaction.
Yeah, I think you put that well into words. It sounds like you enjoy like those moments of celebration where it's a job well done for everyone on
Exactly.
Jasmine's behalf, on the partner's behalf, and it's just that moment of coming together and having fun. And yeah, it's the moment of success and celebrating and enjoying that. That actually leads me to my next question, which is, what would you say you're the most proud of your work and your 7 years at Byborg?
Many things. Actually, there are many things I think I could list. Basically, I'm proud of the opportunities that we have within Byborg in general to personal growth, to how much we care about teamwork, how much we care about in general about sharing these achievements together and making sure that everybody who worked very hard on certain jobs or on certain tasks are appreciated. So this makes me very proud in general. And also just getting back to the point that I mentioned previously, but literally this is something that I'm really proud of in general, that we work with partners that close, that we got their feedback in many cases. Obviously, sometimes these are constructive feedbacks, but in many cases, which makes me very proud when they are sharing their success stories, or I'm just seeing their success stories. This can be like individual models that we are working with, or huge studios whose growths are supported by us as well. And this is a very, very good thing to see in general. So whenever I see those happy faces, satisfied faces because of their success, whatever success I'm talking about. So not necessarily only about, like existential success, but in general, that they could reach to the next level that they were, setting as a goal to themselves. That is always making me proud.
What do you think has kept you?
the challenges, the ever-changing environment in general, that we are never satisfied. This is one of the big lessons, for instance, that I've sort of learned, let's say at Byborg in general, that you can never settle for anything. So like you can reach the top, you can reach your goals, you can become the #1 premium webcam site, but if you settle, you are becoming a loser in general. So exactly whenever you are on the top, that's the point when you have to know from within that you have to push even harder to stay on the top. So this is one of the big lessons that I've learned at Byborg. And basically, I think this is what kept me in, because I experienced this with the teams that I'm working with my team actually, and obviously with all of the colleagues within Byborg, and obviously mainly focusing on Live Jasmine, that they are always sharing the same commitment and same dedication towards the job that they are doing and towards the product, and making the partners and the customers satisfied. So that is simply put definitely something that is keeping me at the company. But as I mentioned at the very beginning, the challenges are always there. And I like to be challenged. I have to feel that accomplishment whenever something challenging is coming up, something that you have to tackle or you have to solve, and you reach that goal.
The theme of this interview has been enjoying challenges.
Yeah.
Tell me about a challenge you've had in your 7 years that you had to work hard to overcome and you overcame.
Changing in general the mindset of the customer service that we are providing. So not to simply be a reactive customer support team, sort of a help desk, who is delivering tasks that they are asked to deliver and solving problems when the problems are coming up and arising, but try to prevent them, try to look at them from a different perspective, and try to make sure that the service is really helping the customers in general, and helping them to thrive, helping them to develop themselves whenever we are talking about our studios and models, and making sure that we value this partnership with all of our partners, and in this case I'm meaning the members as well, that we value each and one of them on the same level, which is a key thing. So this mindset is definitely something that I think we already established within Byborg SSC. I really hope, and I see very, very great moments. But this is something that you need to fine tune, I think, sort of forever, because the customers are changing. Probably their expectations are changing around the product and around the services that we are providing. So we always have to stay up to date with this. We always have to renew ourselves. This is one of the challenges as well. So, just keeping up the pace with them, which is, I think, will be an ever-going challenge. Obviously, we are always taking customer experience and customer satisfaction into consideration. Just like, as I've mentioned, these very tiny things and tiny inconveniences, which might be on the UI side or on the UX side as well, which simply causing headache for someone, and maybe this is only a segregated group of, 15 people in total out of our millions of users and partners in total. But still, they are very important. We value them on the same level as I've mentioned before. So these are very important on the customer service side to notice, to take a note on, and actually to forward this information to the relevant teams.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like you're saying there's millions of customers, which there are, and Byborg cares even about the 15 that may be having a small issue that the millions are not. Those 15 are just as important as the millions who are not having this issue to still fix it and take care of it. What would you say is the biggest lesson this job and this company has taught you?
Yeah, that's a good one. Probably what I told you before is that you cannot settle. You cannot settle at any level, because if you do, you are starting to lose your position. You are starting to fail, basically. That's when you feel that okay, I've had enough. I've reached something, but that's not the correct mindset, because everything can be better. There is no thing as perfect, even though I'm a perfectionist. I know that, believe me, from personal experience, that there is no thing as perfect. I'm always saying to myself, whatever I do, by the way, that oh, okay, this is not that bad. Even if that's very well above average, I say that, okay, that's not that bad, could be better. So like, I never settle. And actually, I think I learned this lesson at Byborg, because just as I detailed before, I think and I experience with the company that we are never settling, and this is contributing to the many changes that we are doing. But we are doing these changes for the good in all of the cases. So this is what we want to do to become better. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's like the spirit of a champion. I actually really like how you said that. And I want to adopt that myself of, even if something is good, not being fully satisfied and still striving to improve even that. And, I love sports. I love Kobe Bryant. And one time he was like one game away from winning a championship. And the reporter was asking him, like, how great do you feel? And he was like, is the job done? I still have another game. Like, and he was guaranteed. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was like, is the job done? Like, he wasn't satisfied at all. And then he knew, like, he has another season to do. He was never, even after winning 5 championships, he needed a 6th, like, never satisfied. And I do think that is one of the keys to great success, is, like you said, not being complacent, not being too comfortable, and always knowing that there's room to improve.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Before we wrap up, one of my last questions would be if there's anything about the industry or the company that we haven't talked about, but you want to share and you want to say.
With Byborg and with Live Jasmine in general, we are in the adult industry. We cannot deny that, and we don't want to deny that. And I am very proud to work with Byborg, because we are trying to change a little bit the perception of the industry, not just a little bit. We are going to great lengths to make sure that this change is happening, and the people, at least we open the minds of people to look at it from a different perspective. We have dozens of initiatives which are supporting this, actually. And we've been trying to do this for a couple of years now, for many years now, actually. But we are putting in more and more effort, because we see that this is something that in general is going to help us and help the customers and the members that are loving our product, loving Live Jasmine, and they are enjoying this. So I'm very proud that at Byborg and with Live Jasmine, we are really trying to make a change in general and make sure that the industry is perceived from a different perspective, from a more positive and from a more open-minded perspective. And also additionally, sort of connected to this, the fact that I think, and I think I can say that I firmly believe that we are sort of forefront of compliance in general. And this is strongly connected again to the fact that we are in the adult industry, which is very, very important in the adult industry. But again, this is something that just makes me happy and makes me satisfied that we do care, and we make sure that whatever thing that is needed to be done in terms of compliance, we are not afraid to do that, and we are, just as I said, forefront of compliance. So this is definitely something that I might add if I can.
I'm actually really glad that you brought that up, because again, like you said, the efforts that are being put forth that are to help break stigma and expand people's minds is in many cases for members and for models, so that they also can live a more comfortable life doing something that is meaningful and that they love. I think a lot of people that work in the industry or that are part of a company like Live Jasmine, you very quickly see that things such as camming are so much more than sexual content. I mean, this is like real relationships that are being formed. This is real connection and bonding. And I'm curious if you were surprised to see that when you first joined.
I wasn't necessarily surprised. It was just, I mean, I always knew there is always more besides the sexual relationships. That's not something that lasts very long. You have to have the actual bonding to make sure that you have a long-lasting relationship in real life as well. So this is very important. Obviously, the sexual part is very important as well, but everything else is just as important. So I wasn't really surprised. I was rather shocked. Let's put it that way, which is okay, maybe a little bit contradictory what I'm saying, but a point is that I was sort of, I can put it this way, I was surprised of the fact how much percentage of the interactions within the platform are non-sexual actually. So this was very, very big news to me when I found that out. And actually, I think I found it out at the very beginning. There are these very infamous cases, or not even infamous cases, but there are dozens of scenarios that we are experiencing when the members of the platform are actually not looking at all. So like basically completely ignorant of any sexual activities or sexual interactions with the performers and with the models. They are simply coming to look for some mental comfort, for some talk, for some discussion. So basically, obviously they are not certified, but they are sort of acting like a psychologist, our models. So yeah, they are somebody who is listening. They are someone who is actually caring, obviously, for our members, and they are always there. So whenever you open Live Jasmine, there are thousands of models online. So you always find someone to talk with. So yeah, I wasn't surprised to it, maybe to the extent of the non-sexual interactions in general.
When you know that this is making a real difference in people's lives, and it's something that's so stigmatized unfairly, but understandably, because anything to do with sexuality is stigmatized. And so, I think it's really important, and I'm glad you brought up all of the efforts that Byborg and Live Jasmine are making in order to help break some of those barriers down.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. And this is something that you cannot be not proud of, honestly. Like, we are trying to change people's lives, and we are happy to see when it's changing to the positive, and we get the confirmation that it has changed. So this is definitely something great.
I'm sure you've seen so many models' lives changed.
A couple. Quite a few, let's put it that way. Quite a few.
Yes, going from, whatever to millionaires. I'm just curious if you know off the top of your head, how many Jasmine millionaires are there, models who have worked on the platform and become millionaires from it?
Over 100 for sure. We have ones who've been with us for very, very long years, not necessarily from the very beginning, but like for over 10 years. And we have, and I'm very happy to say that, obviously, because this is contributing to the success of Jasmine as well, that we have very, very much, and actually an increasing number of new models who are very quickly becoming millionaires. I mean, come on, this is in US dollars that I'm talking about. So this is very valuable. And in any part of the world where they are streaming from, or where they are from generally, this is something that is a life-changing thing. Because obviously, financially, they are seeking stability. Everybody's seeking stability financially, and in most of the cases, this is something which is coming with very, very hard work that they are putting in. So whenever somebody is thinking that this is luck, or this has something to do only maybe with the looks or something like that, I dare them to try it, because it is going to be a very, very different experience for them. So yeah, this is a very, very difficult job, honestly. I wouldn't even be able to do it. So like, this is very, very exhausting and resource required.
Absolutely. I mean, I always say, when I talk to some of the models and interview them and ask them about their experience, and they tell me about the judgments that they go through from friends and family and society, I just think, how many of us are interesting enough to just get someone to pay for our conversation?
Exactly.
In many cases, that's what's happening. They are such incredible conversationalists. And not only that, but like you mentioned earlier, they play this role of almost a psychologist, where they're able to pinpoint the need of that member. and they give the person what they need, and they are essentially making millions of dollars from their conversation, really. How smart do you have to be to get people to pay you to talk to them? Because no one has paid me to talk to them yet. So,
I mean, yeah, I have a hard time finding people talking with me free of charge. Like, come on. That's a very rare scenario when I find someone. So yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine. But yeah, they are absolutely smart, very, very smart and intelligent people, our models. And yeah, whenever somebody is saying, just that you brought up, that they have to be sort of ashamed, I'm like, why aren't you proud that you're an entrepreneur, that you're a very, very successful businessman or businesswoman? And I mean, I would be absolutely proud of that, and I would write on the sky like, hey, look at me, I made it from nothing to here. So just look at me, and yeah, you can envy this, you can ask for suggestions and tips, and I'm happy to provide. But you know, I would be very, very proud of that. So I always try to tell this to the models as well, that they should change their perception and their mindset as well. You know, they shouldn't be ashamed, and they shouldn't be afraid that people are going to find out that what they are going to find out, that they are very intelligent, successful business person. Like, come on, is that something to be ashamed of? Because then Elon Musk is in a very big problem, actually. So.
Yeah, really well said. And again, I really enjoyed this interview because it's demonstrated, you know, the people at Live Jasmine and Byborg really have a passion for the business and genuinely care. And I think that's also a huge part of the success for the models and our partners, and keeping them successful, is that the people that are here, they care a lot. And you've really shown that just, yeah, through your words and how you convey things, that you genuinely care.
And I can only back this up with some not necessarily top secret information, because I think, I hope people know this, but how much our founder and co-founder are invested into the company. And I'm not talking about financial investment, how much they care about our partners. I mean, number of cases I receive from them personally, you know, certain models or certain studios or certain members who contacted them, and they forwarded them, you know, immediately to me, that, hey, look at this, take a look at them and try to have them immediately, because this is something truly, truly important for us, you know. And I mean, come on, I'm talking about the owner and the founder and the co-founder. So this is not something like a customer support representative whose job is this, obviously, on a daily basis. You know, they are on a different level, and they still very much care about single individuals and their whatever problem I'm talking about. And maybe they don't even have a problem, but you know, they are immediately taking care of these messages and making sure that they are handled properly. So, for instance, this is again something that I'm pretty proud of. Probably I wouldn't find such a successful and huge company like ours, where the top executives and the owners are disinvested into what they are doing.
I think that you're right, that is part of, that plays a huge role in the company's massive success, which is, again, is this idea is that the one is as important as the millions. So if there's one person who has an issue, it's not like, oh, it's just that one. No, they're just as important. They are the treasure of the company, you know? Yeah. And yeah, that's that's a great story. I was just thinking of one of the customer service reps I interviewed. She told me some stories where, you know, the customers, I think in general, know that the owners care a lot. And so sometimes they'd be telling the reps, like, if you don't do this, I'm going to go and contact, you know, the owner and tell them. And like,
this is why I told you that maybe this is not a secret, because obviously they are proud of it as well, I think. I hope so. So yeah, but maybe not everybody knows this, but this is very important and an essential thing at Byborg.
Yeah. Incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tai.